Hey, what's up you guys? This is Stiger from Jackson Kayak. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the up-and-coming products in the kayak fishing industry, the Kayak Kaddy. Whether it's rod storage, gear storage for camping, or a GoPro platform, the Kayak Kaddy can be used for all types of applications, and we're going to discuss each one of those today. So let's take a look. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to notice about the Kayak Kaddy is there's options all over the deck of this caddy, whether it's gear track or whether it's a mighty mount, of places that you can mount things like ram balls, things like rod holders, or things like your GoPro. And let's look at some of that right now. So, if you want, you can install little pieces of gear track all over the caddy. And then what you do is you take one of the ram screw balls here, whether it's the inch or whether it's the 1.5 inches, and literally slide it into the track, tighten it up, and then if you want to put your rod holder on there, it's as simple as that. And then you got a nice rod holder for your kayak. Extra rod storage is always a great thing. Now, the second part of this that you can do is you can take a mighty mount, a Yak Attack mighty mount, and you would open the hatch up and you secure the mighty mount right where the logo for Kayak Kaddy is. It's like a little cup holder type indent here. You take the 1 inch or the 1.5 inch, I have the 1 inch here, the screw ball, you tighten it into the mighty mount so it's very, very secure. That thing's not going to move at all. And what I like to do on this one is I take my GoPro, and there's different kits that you can buy from Ram. This just came in a kit. You can look right online. And I just attach it right onto the mighty mount. So I got my GoPro right here in my pocket. I take it, attach it in here into the waterproof covering. Attach it on. Boom, turn it on, and then you tighten it up and it's ready to rock and roll. Alright, so let's look at some of these options of which we can mount, whether it's rods, whether it's a Visicarbon pole, or whether it's some other accessories that we want to put onto the caddy. So the first thing that I'd always like to do is carry an assault paddle with me. These things can come in handy definitely on the river. They can come in handy on the lake for fine adjustments. And boom, goes right into the ram rod holder there. Okay, second thing I can put on here is a Yak Attack Visicarbon pole. Very, very easy to slide it right onto the gear track that I've already installed. Second thing, right there. Very, very effective way to light and stay safe, and it stays out of your way, and that's the big positive. Then, just taking the rods here, putting them right into the rod holders. Once again, they're out of my way, especially if I want to carry several rods in a tournament situation. Very, very easy to do that. And now I have a fully decked out Kayak Kaddy and I'm ready to hit the water. So one of the applications that I've already mentioned is the fact that the Kayak Kaddy can be a GoPro platform to get some awesome footage of you while you're on the water. But you might say, you know, what good does it do if it's sitting beside me and behind me the entire time? That's not getting really good shots. Well, here's how I counter that. I take the ram ball out of the insert. I take a 3-inch long by 1/4 inch eyelet that I got from the hardware store. You just screw it in there real quick. It's nice and tight. I'll take a small flexi dog leash. Take a zip tie. I just attach it right onto there, and this is very removable once you're done. And then what I do, and what I like to do, is just take a stainless steel clip. I use little 3-pound lead balls that I get off of eBay. You put it right here. Now, what you can do is literally, when you're on the water, you just send that away, just like that. And then you drop the anchor ball. And now all of a sudden, you've got a new perspective for your video on the water. Very, very cool. One of the things that I talked about earlier was the versatility of the Kayak Kaddy, and one of those applications is for camping. I really enjoy taking the Kaddy out to go camping on the river, especially on some of those sandbars out in the middle of these Ohio rivers that exist. It's really fun. But let's look at all the storage the Kaddy actually has, because it almost surprises you how much is actually in here. There's so much room. I mean, you can see my arm is all the way up to my elbow and past my elbow to my bicep on both sides here. And you can see how deep it is, you know, about elbow deep as well. And so all kinds of room to put my camping gear in when I'm gonna go hit the trails. So my sleeping bag obviously easily fits in the Kaddy. I always just slide it right back to the back here. You can't even see it, like it's not even there. Take my tent, little 2-man, 1-man kind of tent here. Fits right in there, no problem at all. I still got another 2/3 of the Kaddy. Take my day pack here. Got my toothbrush, and I got my toothpaste ready to go, just in case, I suppose. But just slide that right on in there. And what you'll notice here is that I still have a lot of room for other things. Like if I wanted to take some extra food or gear or beverage with me, I got all kinds of room still in here to do that. Boom, take the hatch. It's a watertight hatch. Really tight right there. So I actually keep the screw now that I was talking about with the GoPro mount, and I hook this strap right onto the screw. I hook it right onto here, and then what I'm ready to do is literally, you can take the Kaddy with you, and it's not made for long carries, but really easy if you need to put on your back. Okay, so before hitting the water, we need to actually attach a ram ball onto the front of the Kayak Kaddy so that the Kayak Kaddy can use one of these types of kits right here with a double socket arm from Ram, and it can attach to the back of your kayak. So let's check out and see how this works. So I take a 1.5 inch ram ball, and you can also use a 1 inch, but I screw it into the insert that's already included into the Kayak Kaddy, and I tighten it down, and now that's not going to move. You can also buy the ones with the platforms and actually screw them in as well, which is a very good option as well for the Kayak Kaddy, so it doesn't move at all. Now, another thing that you're going to notice here is conceal. Now, I got this conceal from Hook 1, and Hook 1 actually sells the Kayak Kaddy as well. And so both of these, everything that you see here, from literally the Yak Attack Visicarbon pole down to the assault paddle, to the Kayak Kaddy, and the Ram accessories, even the GoPro, everything's available at Hook 1, and so you can get this whole setup from there. Now, I want to talk about the conceal and why you use conceal. The reason I like it is because it really deadens the noise when the Kayak Kaddy bumps into something like the rocks along the riprap on the bank, whether when you're swinging it to the side to open the hatch of your kayak, it'll deaden the noise on that as well. And so all these applications are very good for conceal, and plus it just kind of looks really cool on the Kayak Kaddy as well. So these are all things that you can get going before you even hit the water, but this is the business end. This is how it attaches to your kayak. Okay, so I had mentioned before that there's a double socket arm that attaches on to the front of this Kayak Kaddy. Now here it is. So I use the 1.5 inch adapter here, and I simply slide it onto the Kayak Kaddy, onto the ram ball. Okay, now the Kayak Kaddy, it's ready to go. I'm going to tighten this down very tight onto the Kaddy. Now I'll tell you why in just a second. Now, what I like to use is the Ram Tough Claw here. Now the Ram Tough Claw is going to allow me to basically put the Kayak Kaddy on any boat that I want to put it onto. So literally I just take it, I attach it onto here, very easy. I'm just tightening it onto the handle Now, I'm going to take this right here like this. I put it right onto the Ram Tough Claw 1-inch ball, and it's ready to go. Now, I'm not going to tighten this down all the way. Why would I not want to? Well, when I'm on the water, and if I want to swing it, this pivoting arm right here allows it to swing all the way over to me. If I'm in my kayak and I need it to swing and I need to access the hatch, that's how it's going to happen. It comes all the way over. I'm in my kayak. I open the hatch up. Boom. I get what I need. I swing it right on back. And then you're good. And it's very, very easy to access things that are actually in the hatch of your kayak, even while you're on the water. And that's what these can do. And you can get these ram tubes as long as you need them. So let's say you got a 14-foot boat. Yeah, so maybe you need another couple feet. But this is the good size for the Coosa that I use, and that's how I attach it onto the back of my kayak. Okay, so with all that being said, before you hit the water, here's a couple last pro tips so that you have the best experience with your Kayak Kaddy possible. One of the things that you're gonna notice when you gear up with all of this stuff on your Kaddy, from rods to GoPro to other accessories, it gets kind of top heavy. And so you're really gonna wanna put about 25 to 35 pounds evenly distributed in the bottom of your Kaddy so that it does not get too top heavy and want to tip over. So that's pro tip number one. The second tip that you're going to want to do, I said earlier that I do use the screw-in ball because I adapt it for camping. But I feel that one of the best ways to actually make sure that it has a secure connection is to screw in one of those ram balls that has the platforms. And so it's not gonna move, it's gonna be solid for you, and you're gonna have the best experience on the water as possible with your Kayak Kaddy. So, with all that said, let's hit the water and catch some fish.